One of the things that I'd love to ask is everyone is from somewhere. But where is everyone from? Is maybe you raise your hand if you're from Colorado. Can I see if you're from Colorado? Okay, about half the class. Cool. Well, I'd like to get, and maybe AJ or somebody can help me out. I'd like to get like everyone's state or province so I can show them where to go for local specific information. Maybe just shout it out.
Yeah, I'm going for North Carolina.
Yeah, I live in North Carolina. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. Where are you from?
Charlotte.
Where's that? Charlotte. Cool. There's a really strong chapter there.
Guys. Yeah, Charlotte. So I haven't gotten in touch with the chapter up there yet, but
Yeah.
I've been working through the material for a while and looking at what the state requires specifically.
Yeah, the state requires a bunch of training. So I took the training and I'm going to become a North Carolina licensed home inspector. I got to take the exam. So that's next. Yeah. So I'm going to take the exam and then tell everybody what the questions are.
There you go. There you go. Well, they have an opening on December 22nd, I think. So maybe I'll see you there.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I wrote that down. That's awesome. Thanks. How about somebody else?
Good morning. My name is Brandon from Montana, Missoula, Montana. How are you this morning?
Awesome. Fantastic. So I'll show you where you can get some information about your state and how to get certified there. Pretty easy.
Fantastic. It actually is one of the easier ones. I'm already ready to start the process as soon as we get back next week. I'm working on lining up the insurance quotes and getting the paperwork filled out.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. So I'm just
looking
typing
forward to this. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, anything you need also, you can just tell me and we'll write it down and we'll attend to the topics. Yeah. Where are you from?
Same, Missoula, Montana. My name's Mark Helveston.
Hey, Mark. Awesome.
Hello.
Thank you.
You got another Mark. I'm from Springville, Utah.
Utah. Thank you.
Lastly, from Okmulgee, Oklahoma, Muskogee Creek Nation.
Nice. Very good. Oklahoma.
Good morning.
Morning.
Pete from Oakland, California.
California. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I've got some good stuff for you.
Patrick McDowell from Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, another Oklahoma. Awesome. Good to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Ernest, Oklahoma, Okmulgee. We're Muskogee Creek Nation.
Okay. Awesome.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tyson from Walnut Creek, California, East Bay area.
Nice. Nice. Nice to meet you. All right. Is that everybody? And the rest of you are from Colorado. Oh, one more.
Hi, good morning, Ben. My name's
Hi.
Amber.
Hey, Amber.
I'm from Denver.
Yay.
Denver, Colorado.
Yep. Denver has an interesting rental thing going on where you got to be a contractor. We fought hard just to well, I'll show you some details about it, but they want every home that's being rented to be inspected. And they want the standard is really high. You have to take this very difficult, challenging ICC certification exam. And I can show you a little bit about that. We fought really hard with our attorneys to bring that down a little bit. They are asking for an overqualified code inspector in order to do a safe rental home inspection. It was just ridiculous. Maybe it'll change. Maybe we can get that changed still. And we have this online and we've got a bunch of people attending. So far, there's about 24 people attending live. So if you have any questions, great. You can put them in the Q&A feature or the chat feature. But this is a class in Colorado at the Colorado House of Horrors. And I'm Ben Gromyko from InterNACHI. I've been asked to help out the students in the class. Anything you want to talk about or have any questions about, I'm here to help. I've got some thoughts. I wrote down some thoughts that I wanted to share this morning with you, and maybe we can go through that. And then if you wanted to just interrupt me, I love that because I can just go on and on all day long, yapping up here. But if you have something in mind where you need some help, you have a question, you can't find something, not sure what to do next, feel free to just raise your hand. Hopefully someone on staff there can help me because I can barely see the class. But if you raise your hand or just jump up and come to the front, I can help out. I see Katie in the back. She's very helpful. She's awesome. Hey, Katie. And AJ, I know I've seen him too.
I'm in the back.
Yep, he's the guy with the ears, things in the ears. I'm considering getting those, AJ. Maybe they help. Little things in the ears. What's in them, man? Is that communication? Is that a little microphone or something?
Just a big old hole where I got shot.
So I'm going to go over 3 things, okay? And again, just interrupt me. And I think I'm scheduled to go for an hour or so, but we'll see. I want to give you some advice about how to be valuable to a potential employer, because some of you are brand new and you may want to get hired by a company that's already successful and is hiring, like a multi-inspector group. Or you may want to just learn how to be valuable to a potential client or maybe a real estate agent. Okay. So that's the first thing, being a value-driven professional, we call it value-driven professional. And then the second point I wanted to help you out with is how do you get from 0 to 60? If you're brand new and you want to start making some money, you want to start bringing in revenue for your inspection business, how do you go from where you are to that? And the third thing is local resources. So I wrote down where you're all from, and that's great to know. You're all from very different places. All right. You want to be a value-driven professional. And what that means is you fully understand that your job as a professional inspector, is to provide overwhelming value to whomever is investing in you. And that could be a potential employer, a real estate agent, a client. You want to be a value-driven professional who understands about providing valuable information, right? Because that's what we do as home inspectors. We provide information that's incredibly valuable, overwhelming to the person that we're giving it to. So you want to provide a massive return on investment, an ROI, to whomever is investing in you. And they may be investing their money, like a client or an employer, or they may be investing their time. And this is true for employers and bosses and even friends and family in the community, right? You want to provide an incredible return on their investment. You want to give something back to that person. In the home inspection business, your marketing strategy should be focused upon this topic, where in business, you want to, if the perceived value is much greater than the cost, if the value that you're providing is perceived by the person that's receiving it overwhelmingly, incredibly valuable in relation to the cost of getting that information, then it's a great decision. Okay, what do I mean? Like, there's a place, I moved to Raleigh, North Carolina, and man, they've got some really great barbecue down here, right? There's a place called Longleaf Swine Barbecue, and they got a plate of barbecue there. It's a $15 plate of barbecue. If I perceive that to be incredibly valuable in relation to the cost, I'm willing to pull my hard-earned cash out of my pocket and give it to them. You want to be the best restaurant in town, essentially. You want to be the best burger joint in town. Your pizza has got to be the best pizza and unique from all the rest. and has to be incredibly overwhelmingly valuable in actuality or just perceived value in relation to the cost. And if it isn't, then you have something wrong with your marketing or your brand. Your brand is the answer to the question, why should I hire you instead of anybody else? Why should I hire you? Why should I hire you as part of my inspection team than another certified or licensed inspector? Why should I hire you as a home inspector to give me information so that I can make a smart decision instead of any other home inspector? Because we're all basically doing the same thing. We're all basically doing the same thing. We provide the same service. We actually inspect according to the same standards of practice. We almost use the same software and checklists. We look at the same stuff. You look at the roof, I look at the roof. He looks at the roof, she looks at the roof. So if everything is all the same, essentially, then what makes you different from all the rest? Don't say price, because then it's a race to the bottom. If everything else is the same, the only distinguishing characteristic is price, that's no good for anybody. Because we just start discounting our services, telling everybody else that we're not actually valuable. What I'm about to give you, this information is not really valuable to you. And we start discounting. So it's the opposite. You have to think like a value-driven professional, and you're selling that valuable information to someone. And that perceived value, if it's much greater than the cost, then it's going to be a great decision. It's a great decision for your potential client. It's a great decision for your potential employer. It's a great decision for your real estate agent who provides you referrals. So you want to be a value-driven professional. In any conversation that you have, and how do you do it? I'm going to give you two ways of how you do it. One is in any conversation that you have, conversation meaning like right now in class, if you are talking to a friend, right? And she says something and you say something and he says something, and you say, you want to show your passion for inspecting homes. You're right next to a house of horrors. There's 1,000 defects right in there. You all should be on the edge of your seat, just waiting for me to shut up so you can go in there and have a lot of fun inspecting, looking for defects and just taking pictures and posting those pictures. Oh man, we've got a toilet that leaks in the crawl space. Should I tell you? Maybe I shouldn't tell you. Maybe it's a secret, right? Flush that toilet and let it leak into the crawl space. It's designed to do that. You have to wait until your friend is underneath the toilet though, and you got to time it just right, right? I'm passionate about home inspecting. All my neighbors know me. All my neighbors know me. Just moved to town. About 4 months ago, I moved into a new neighborhood. And all my neighbors know that I'm a local home inspector. I'm not even a licensed home inspector in North Carolina, right, bud? I got to just, I don't have any paying clients, so I'm okay. But I inspect their homes. I just did a basement inspection. I love trying to figure out why my neighbor, Christopher, it's not Michael. Christopher has water in her basement. In the South, Christopher is a name for my neighbor, and she's a female. It's kind of funny. So as you can tell, I'm passionate about performing inspections. That's what you should do. Show your passion and then add value to the conversation. Provide information, education, insight, knowledge, past experiences. Share that stuff. That's what social media is all about too. Showing passion for inspecting and adding value to the conversation. That's what should be in your conversation. That's what should be in your constitution, your characteristic, your business, your marketing plan, your website, your business card, things like that. So you want to be a value-driven professional who can sell your knowledge and skill set in an open market, no matter where you're from. Colorado, North Carolina, Montana, Utah, Oklahoma, California. No matter where you're at, you are a value-driven professional who can sell yourself in this open market because you're competing with other people who, right? We all do the same thing. So you have to distinguish yourself. How do you get to that point where you are unique and different from all the rest? And you're a professional who understands how the home inspection business works and how to market yourself. I got the answer. It's, you go to InterNACHI.org page, you go to get started, you take the training and education link to our education page, and then you search for business. Now, if you have a notebook or pen, you can write these URL down or maybe step by step, take some notes or something like that. But you can also just email me, ben@internachi.org, and just say, hey, you were talking about this thing. Where was that? Take the home inspection business and marketing course. This is the only one I know. It's the home inspection business and marketing course. It's a fantastic course. This helps you become valuable to a potential employer, if that's where you want to go. It also helps you go through some mental exercises and trying to create the message that shows potential clients overwhelming value that you can provide them in relation to the cost. For example, in chapter 11, we have two inspectors, Inspector Mary, Inspector John, and they're trying to figure out how much do we charge for our inspection fee? It has nothing to do with knowing each other or not knowing each other or their market or what other inspectors are doing. Somewhat it has something to do with that, but it mainly has something to do with math. And so we go over the math. So that's one of the great values that you can provide people, that you charge according to the value that you provide. And you can, that's for a client, and for a potential employer, you know how to run a business and market that service. That's really value. You become a value-driven professional in the open market that people demand and will pay a lot of money for. That's the key. That's it. So as soon as you become trained and certified, as soon as you have fun in the house of horrors, and you know how to perform an inspection on your house 10 times, and you've performed inspections on your neighbor's homes, and you're ready for a fee-paying client or to be hired, you are going to be different from all the rest. It isn't about being the best home inspector. It isn't about being technically competent. You have to be both. You have to have technical training as well as business and marketing in order to survive in this industry. Okay. Okay. So that's about how to be a value-driven professional. The next thing I wanted to show you was, well, do we have any questions about that? Any questions? Yeah.
Quick question. Yeah, quick question. So as a starting out home inspector,
Yep.
What do you recommend? Getting all the business stuff together, want to be a great marketer and everything, but how many people start out jumping on with a bigger organization versus jumping in by yourself, and how would that be different?
Yeah. So what we have found out at InterNACHI is that there's a trend going on where there are veteran master inspectors who are creating multi-inspector firms that are not just in one state, but in multiple states. And those are listed on our forum, essentially. They're on our forum asking for people in certain states. I don't know if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. There it is, classified ads. Is that classified ads? No, these are like tools, equipment. There's a place on our forum, and I'm going to get it to you. Sorry. Let me just look real quick. Forum, jobs. Okay. On our forum, we have new inspectors looking for job opportunities. And we have home inspectors, home inspection companies like HomeSite is hiring experienced inspectors in Wisconsin. So on our forum, you can engage in conversations. You can ask to be hired, and you can find employers there, and you can also post that, hey, I'm a new inspector and anybody in this area who wants to team up with me or whatever you want, that we have that online forum for you. So there's a channel where you can communicate and find people who are hiring inspectors if you want. In relation to your question is, you got to be a juggler. You got to do it all. You got to do it all at the same time. So right now, if you're a new inspector taking the 5-day class at the House of Horrors, you're kind of overwhelmed by these certified master inspectors who are our instructors. They're going to overwhelm you with information, but you're going to have a lot of fun learning how to perform an inspection according to a standards of practice and write an inspection report with narratives that make sense to people, right? But you also have to think about, okay, what do I do after that, right? How do I run a business on my own? How do I start? And how do I market myself? You should be thinking right now, if you don't have one, a business name. That could be in a domain. That's a website address, like bigbeninspections.com. And then you have to think about a logo. Those 3 things, I would say, you should probably have done by the end of the week if you haven't thought about it, right? And you can ask me for some advice, but InterNACHI has a marketing team, 6, 7 highly professional illustrators, designers, and marketing consultants. And they're on our contact page and they all work for you. Imagine hiring 6 people to work on your marketing in your business. So you don't have to do it all alone, but you have to start it. And InterNACHI has the resources. So thank goodness you're a member of InterNACHI, because we're here to help and we give you resources that you can leverage. Because in business, you got to be able to delegate down. You have to do a lot of things all at the same time, learn how to perform an inspection and think about business and marketing. But the business and marketing stuff, you can kind of delegate to InterNACHI, and we've got tools that you can leverage so you don't have to do all the work yourself. So the answer to the question is, you got to do almost everything in the beginning all at once. And I think that's a great challenge. I love challenges, and I love putting my head down and turning the TV off, and no more Facebook, no more binging on Netflix, and you're all dedicated to running a successful home inspection business. I love that. Yeah, you got a question?
Yeah, I'm just curious, is it common for home inspectors in an area to get together and talk about pricing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They do. So I encourage it, right? Because down in Florida, we have a problem where they don't talk to each other. They don't spy on each other, on their friendly competition. And they're driving the prices down. And so what you want to do is always try to drive the prices up by providing incredible, valuable information. And you always want to charge based on value. One key thing is that we used to charge based upon hour. Like a home inspection took about 3 hours, and so we charged like $300. That was kind of like $100 an hour. That's not what we do anymore, because we haven't changed our prices in about 30 years. So what you want to do is think about being a value-driven professional. You want to drive that value down people's throats so that you can have a very high fee that provides you with the desired annual salary that you want, so you can go on vacation, pay the bills, and have some profit. So it's about math and calculating math based upon the value that do you know that story about Picasso? He's in a cafe, and Pablo Picasso is in a cafe with his friends in France or something, and a waitress comes by, and the server says, "Oh, Mr. Picasso, could you draw a sketch of me?" Right? Picasso was like, okay, puts down his coffee and grabs a pen, gets the napkin and draws a sketch of the woman, and then, says, "There you go," right? And the woman says, "Oh, that's fantastic." And she's about to grab the napkin of the drawing that Picasso does. And he stops her, slams his hand down on the table and goes, "Ma'am, that will be $5,000. And she goes, $5,000? It only took you a minute to draw that. And he goes, "Ma'am, that took me 50 years to draw that." So it's not about how fast you can do a home inspection Or does it take you only 3 hours to then you should maybe charge based upon the hours. No, it's about the value. It's all about value. It's about that burger, right? Right. It doesn't matter how fast they made my burger. It's about what I think the value of that burger is. So, and now I have to be transparent. This is what I do often. I have no idea what the question was. I went off on a tangent. Did I answer the question? Anybody have any other questions? Okay, I want to show you how to go to 0 to 60. So you go to nachi.org/everything. And for the new folks, this is fantastic because the first 5 steps are incredibly important. So go to nachi.org/everything. And I tried to make this page filled with everything that you need, especially if you're new. The first 5 steps are essential. After step 5, you can start making money. And that's where you want to get. If you are a veteran inspector, you probably want to blow through the first 5 steps, but then get to these stuff, the rest of the list, right? You want to boost your inspection business so that you have an endpoint in mind. Step 1 is join InterNACHI. It's essential because in business, you want to delegate down and you want to leverage tools and resources and systems. You want to have systems in place that do the work for you. And that's why you become a member of InterNACHI, because we have everything you need to be successful. Step 2 is you want to get trained, certified, licensed, and experience. How do you get experience before you have a fee-paying client? I still remember how bad I crashed for about a week and a half when I was starting off, right? My software didn't work. I was totally green. I didn't know what I was looking at, right? It was just awful. But I actually, so I thought of like, what did I actually need back then? And I want to provide it now to new green inspectors. So I have this little link here to a masterclass for home inspectors, and it shows you the step-by-step procedure on how to get experience. So that when you are in the open market, when you are competing for other inspectors who are veteran inspectors, you feel confident that you can perform a really great inspection. But again, it's not about being technically competent. It's about that other stuff. So you can charge and make a ton of cash, because that's why you're in business, making cash. Let's see, 15 steps. Step 3 is purchase inspection tools and software. So I've got a ton of software tools and awesome tools like my infrared camera, right? It's a FLIR infrared camera. This is a C3. I used to have a C2. They stopped making them. Now C3. Now that's C5. Now there's one I want to get where it's a little like almost like a pen. It sticks in your pocket and you take infrared pictures and it's not attached to your camera other than Bluetooth. So all of the pictures that you take in your hand is automatically sent to your camera, which is really great. Otherwise, you have to transfer your infrared. Why is this important? I made a ton of money on this device. It was much bigger and much more expensive back then. But I distinguished myself from all the rest by providing incredible, overwhelming value because I included infrared with every inspection. I didn't charge extra for it. Well, actually, I did. It wasn't a separate charge. I just increased my fee because I was providing valuable information. So when you provide valuable information, you can increase your fee. This is a gardening tool. It's extendable 3-tine hoe, very simple. And it helps me become a home inspector because I can poke things above my head and I can move insulation at the band rim joist and put it right back and no one knows, right? Also, if any pit bulls are at the property. It helps me continue my inspection. Tools and software are really important. Software is going to be your almost probably your most expensive, I would say, thing to buy, right? InterNACHI has a free inspection checklist software that you can use, but it's really not for clients. But the next thing you want to do is get software, discounted software. I've used many of them. I can give you some advice on the forum. There's a lot of open conversations about that. There's a discussion about narratives right now. There's a little thing about narratives, and some narratives were flagged as copyrighted material or something like that. InterNACHI's narratives, we don't have any problems with it. I actually have a template in one of the softwares. It's Spectora you could use. You can use my template and my narratives to get you started if you wanted to, or you can learn how to write your own narratives. And I actually have a webinar coming up. If you go to nachi.org/webinars, nachi.org/webinars, it's this Friday. I'm going to teach how to write your own inspection report narratives. And I think it's Friday. Yeah, Friday, 11 a.m. You guys will be in class. I understand. Just register and I'll send you the link to the video recording. You can watch it later. And I'll show you all the resources that InterNACHI has. That's step 3. Step 4, we mentioned this before, calculate profitable inspection fees. For yourself, if you're starting a company, this is essential. You won't be in business very long if you don't know what to charge. And you can help out your potential employer by understanding, why are we charging these fees, right? Why is this? Maybe we can charge more because, you can add value to this service or something like that. So you want to be valuable to a potential employer. So learn how to calculate profitable fees. It's all about math. It has nothing to do with your feelings. And then you want to get online. You need to get a domain. So a domain is like bigbeninspections.com. If you go there, bigbeninspections.com, that's my fake teaching tool website. So you can go here, and this is a website designed by a company run by my family. They design websites for home inspectors. You need a logo. A logo is this thing right up here, right? That's the Big Ben Inspections logo. You need a website, and you need to get free job leads. So one class was amazing. I was teaching in person in class, a House of Horrors class right there. And we went over these things, and I was going over how to get free inspection job leads, which means you have to put your website in your InterNACHI profile as a certified inspector. And that inspector was working on it while I was teaching how to do it. And by the end of my conversation, by the end of the class time there, he had to get up and answer the phone because the phone rang. And he came back all smiles. He had to deny the job because he wasn't ready to take the job, but it actually works. So we provide you free home inspection job leads. And so you go to step 5 and learn how to do that. You have to update your membership only profile on how to do that. That's how you get the phone to ring. Or if you have a website like me, I have an online scheduling system where we have InterNACHI's Call Me Now button or a scheduler right here. You want to have an online scheduler so you can actually schedule inspections like while you're sleeping. So that's really valuable. You can run a Google ad. You can get on top of the Google page, the search engine. You can pay, these companies that say that they'll bring you leads. If that works for you, great. You can run Facebook ads or Instagram ads. I wouldn't do that. But I wouldn't do any of that. Anything that takes money out of your pocket. I wouldn't do any of that. First, you do the free stuff as a member of InterNACHI and get free inspection job leads. And we have that tool available to you. Now, at this point, after the first 5 steps, you're ready to start making money as a home inspector. Because we're going to get you trained, certified or licensed, and get you some experience. We're going to get you some inspection tools, and that's about $40 worth. You can make $100 grand with $40 of inspection tools. You don't have to get anything fancy like that infrared camera. You need a GFCI tester. You need a flashlight, a voltage tick tester too, just in case there was a wire and you need to know if it's live or not before you test it. And that's about it. A screwdriver, maybe a 6-in-1 screwdriver. There, that's about it. And you can make a ton of cash with a handful of tools. I was a home builder. There's no way you can make that kind of money with a handful of tools. There's no other job like that. It's really great. And software. InterNACHI starts you off with free inspection checklist software, but you got to invest in some kind of software. And I would just ask for the InterNACHI discount and for the free trial. Maybe you can do 5 or 10 reports for free. That'd be good. You have to figure out how to calculate profitable fees, and you got to get online with some marketing. and InterNACHI's marketing team can help you with that. Okay. Local stuff. We have somebody from North Carolina. Oh, first Colorado. So all you do to get state specific information, all you do is type in nachi.org. Can you see this at the top right corner, top left corner? nachi.org/, and that's by the question mark, and then type in your state. If you're New York or New Jersey, it's one word, but we have some folks from Colorado. So you type in nachi.org/Colorado. We have folks from North Carolina. So North Carolina. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. We can have coffee or do an inspection together sometime. Montana. There you go. And well, it looks like Montana just passed some legislation and InterNACHI is approved for pre-licensing. Bam. Utah, if I could spell. Yep. Looks pretty good. We've got some, it's very easy to get certified there. Oklahoma, Oklahoma, I think is regulated, right? nachi.org/Oklahoma. For CE, yeah. Right? Home inspector licensing. We've got that 90-hour pre-licensing course. Take InterNACHI's 90-hour online pre-licensing course, which is just free. So it's very easy to get the and most states usually require some kind of education. And then an exam. And we have exam preps. Insurance. Someone mentioned insurance. So to go to nachi.org/insurance. Very easy. This is usually how you find everything. nachi.org/insurance. And I like this because it's not just insurance. It has there's like a process in place where you can squash any potential claims that come to you before they get out of hand, right? So a letter can be drawn up as a quick response to someone who has a complaint. But, you know, if you take into small claims court, I was sued, taken to small claims court a few times, no big deal. I leveraged InterNACHI's resources, the standards of practice, the online agreement, the inspection report template, and a ton of pictures and videos. And I was in and out in about 10 minutes. I remember one person tried to sue me because the padding underneath the carpet had cat pee on it. So if you understand the standards of practice, we're not responsible for that. And so some people you just can't stop, you know, they're a little goofy and they love to complain. You can explain everything to them, but if you take in the small claims court, have systems in place. Again, because you're a member of InterNACHI, you have systems like this, the insurance or other legal documents in place to respond to anything so you can sleep well at night. Okay. Any other questions? Does everybody have a business name? No? Anybody want to, does anybody have a domain, a website? All right, so there's a lot of potential. Like y'all have, those three have websites, but if you go to nachi.org/everything, this is, step 5 is a lot of fun, where you get a domain, a logo, a website. And this logo part right here, that's from InterNACHI's marketing team. InterNACHI's marketing team can design a logo for you. Don't download a logo from the internet. Don't ask your cousin, because he went to college for that, to design a logo for you. Real estate agents can look at a crappy designed business card from 10 feet away. So you want a professional marketing team. And InterNACHI's marketing team, again, works for you, absolutely free. All their work comes with the membership fee, right? All you do is pay for, you can pay Vistaprint, whatever they charge, but I would pay InterNACHI's marketing team to get the business card. Get a box of business cards, get a logo, put that logo on your website and on your flyer and things like that, and start marketing. Get online. Anybody else? Can I hear someone's, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Ben Drew from North Carolina. I'm wondering if you have any advice on picking a name for your business. I don't have one yet, but I've owned a couple of businesses and I tried to keep it relevant to what I do and where I'm at. But I'd love to hear some of your advice on picking names, what's good, what's not.
I follow my brother's lead on this one. It's a great idea. He loves nouns and adjectives. So like Blue Frog Inspections, right? Red Apple Inspections. The human brain likes nouns and an adjective to it. If you want to use your name, like Gromiko Inspections, that's great. But if you actually become hugely successful, it's going to be hard to sell that thing because it's in your name. And not a lot of people can pronounce or even spell Gromiko. There's no E in it, but I pronounce it Gromiko. So that could be a problem, right? So what you want to do is go to InterNACHI's marketing team, and I would, and it's nachi.org/marketing. And I would go to, let's see, where are we? Logos, design services and logos, and look at other people's logos and business names, like Big Dog. That's a great, Big Dog. And I believe he's a very large fella, Big Dog Inspections. Elite Guardian. I love the lion. Apollo, it's like a rocket. I don't know if you're old enough, but Apollo. Ridgewood Inspection. So these are really great. Davis with the D, that's probably his name or her name, right? So I would scroll through. These are logos that have been designed by InterNACHI's marketing team. All the design work is free. You can't beat this. You can't just beat. I mean, these are really cool logos, right? Florida Sweet Life, the home bee. This is what I would do first. I'd spy on the competition, see what they're doing, and then maybe that will trigger an idea. Our inspection, my inspection company was called Peach Inspections. Peach Inspection. There's Orange Blossom down there. Orange Blossom, that's a good one. But it was Peach Inspections, and we were in southeastern PA. Has nothing to do with peaches. We weren't in Georgia, right? But we thought of real estate agents being mostly female, and we wanted to not come in big masculine men, because I'm 6'3", almost 250 pounds. So we wanted to soften it up a little bit. It was all about marketing. So peaches are soft, they're round, they're pink, they're sweet, they're a little fuzzy on the outside. So it was like a marketing strategy. And you may want to put that thought into your head. And actually, in the home inspection business course, we go through a mental exercise of trying to figure out your business name. So great question. And we try to figure out what your business name then conveys and how your logo may be communicating things that you may want to communicate or not, right? So there's really great value in taking that home inspection business course. And the cool thing is, I didn't even mention it. InterNACHI.edu. So I don't know if you know, but InterNACHI has a college within the organization. All of the online courses that you take are actually college level courses. So we're an accredited college. We're a tuition-free college accredited by a national accrediting agency recognized by the U.S. Department of Education, just same college accreditation as any college in the United States. We're also a member college in Canada as well. So you're in the right place to take live training to become a home inspector, and also any online course like that home inspection business course is an actual college accredited course. Can someone share just for fun? If you have thick skin, do you want to share your business name?
Henrik Danielson, Canada. Mine is #1 Home Inspections.
Do I type in #1 Home Inspections?
NO1. It's abbreviated.
NO1.
It's not up there yet.
It's not up there? Okay.
It's incorporated, but
Yep. I like it because it's so easy to remember, right?
Yeah.
And who wants to pick #2? Nobody wants to pick #2. I want to pick, if I'm a home buying client and I want the best home inspection company, I'm gonna pick #1. So that's brilliant. That's a really good one. I like that a lot. That's really good. And I encourage you just to reach out don't buy anything. Don't buy anything from InterNACHI's marketing team. Okay. Just ask them so what do you think? And let them just, like Levi is one of the designers there. He is very creative. And if you just give him an idea #1 home inspections, he'll draw something up, you know. It'd be really fun, I bet, for them to play around with that idea, that concept. #1 home inspection. That's a good one. And I can remember it. I bet all of you, ready? All of you tomorrow will remember #1 home inspections. When you wake up tomorrow morning, #1 home inspection. Think of your business name, right? I don't know what you're thinking about right now. If you can't remember it tomorrow, it's no good, right? But if you can remember, if you all can remember that guy, you know, he's got #1 inspections. That's probably a really good name. If you can remember it the next day, that's probably a good name, right? You want people to remember it. Peach inspections, I gave every client candy, peach candy. I gave every real estate agent warm, fresh peach pastries. They were eating my company name, peach, 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 peach. I just dominated the market. Crazy idea. We had a big peach, pink peach plastered on the side of our vans going down the road, big peach. What is that? People thought we inspected fruit. You know, it was really great. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yeah. So, like, I know it's tough to do, but this is a really great page. I spent a lot of time on it. I answer questions all day long. I love it. And most of the questions are, what do I do next? And I answer it by this advice. Well, what's your goal, right? Is your goal to run a successful home inspection business on your own, or to be hired by somebody? Or maybe you just want to be certified, and then you'll see what your full-time job is, and maybe be a weekend warrior and then switch over to full-time as your own business owner. And then you have to assess where you are. So what's your goal? Okay, write that down, right? Imagine you doing that. And then assess where you are. Where are you? Are you totally green, totally new, unemployed, in the transition? You're already an inspector. You just want to boost. And then InterNACHI will provide those steps towards reaching your goal with the resources that you need. We can just fit them right in there. But you may need assistance. So here's another resource, right? Because I'm going to leave you now, but I know you don't want to be alone. So we've got mentors. So I've asked, I think we have 200 in the system now, certified master inspectors who are successful, and they agree to volunteer their time to help other people out, other InterNACHI members. And they can help out online, or they could be in a local town where you live, right? And you can meet over coffee or online. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some people, some mentors, I've come to understand that there's a little bit of reservation in training, not too much because they're master inspectors and successful, but in training maybe potential the competition, right, in your local area. So maybe reach out of your area and find a mentor. There are mentors who advertise that they only do email. There are mentors who do face-to-face, in-person, or ride-alongs, or shadow, things like that. There's another resource, NACHI.org/mentoring. That was that one. NACHI.org/chapters. Okay, I don't care where you are. Let's try to find a chapter where you are. We have chapters in, South Africa, South Korea, Germany. We have a women's chapter, and we've got chapters all over the country. If we don't have a chapter in your area, when you become confident enough, you can start your own chapter. We have a system in place where you can start your own chapter, actually, and it's just free for InterNACHI members. So those two things. Third thing is online forum. And what did we say? Jobs. The thread for jobs right there. If you're looking for a job, or if you are interested in being hired, or if you're looking for an inspector or something like that, that's an online resource that we have. Okay. I love tearing up people's websites. So if you have a website and you want to know, does it have the features that should be in every home inspector website that makes you money? I can help you with that. I have a template for you on that one. Before I leave you, I want to give you my family's, my daughter runs this business. She's InterNACHI's official vendor for website designs. It's called Inspector Website Builder. Just go to Google and type those 3 words, Inspector Website Builder. You go to their homepage and you scroll down, inspectorwebsitebuilder.com, scroll all the way down, still scrolling down. And they offer a little guidebook that I have when business is slow, tips for home inspectors. And it's a free booklet. You can download it. So that's another resource. Again, InterNACHI has an overwhelming amount of resources for you to be successful, and don't get overwhelmed. You don't have to take every resource and apply it. You know, there's usually only about 5 things you can do at the same time. One of them is getting trained. Another one is think about marketing. And there's a few others like legal and documents and software and tools. But those 2 things, get trained right now, have a lot of fun at the InterNACHI House of Horrors. Just, take pictures of those defects and then save them for posting on your social media when you get those channels up and running. Those are really, really great. And then go back online and do that home inspection business course and be a value-driven professional. All right. I'm on the contact page. We're all on the contact page. Here is, if you wanted to meet the staff, the 30 people who work for you, they work really hard to help you be successful. This is an underused resource of InterNACHI members. All these people work for you. Like, for example, here's Kate. If you order any kind of marketing through the InterNACHI marketing team, Kate edits it. And if there's any kind of error after it's printed, we will buy that and we'll pay for the next one, right? We want to make sure everything is perfect in your marketing. And so we have an editor-in-chief to make sure your marketing is worded just perfectly. That's just an example, right? A full-time editor-in-chief who works for you, essentially, right? So we're all here working for you. And you know AJ is right there. AJ's got the A in his name, so he comes first. AJ, is there anything else I could do?
You guys got any questions for Ben? I think we're good, Ben.
Oh, one more? I saw a finger.
What was that website again?
Inspector Website Builder.
Okay, Inspector Website.
Oh,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, just go to Google and type in Inspector Website Builder. And it'll look like this. So just one note on this. I'm teaching about SEO on nachi.org/webinars. I see you want to ask a question. So real quick,
go ahead,
nachi.org/webinars. And then I teach Introduction to SEO, and that's November 17th. If you can't make it, just register and I'll send you the link to the video recording. If you're interested in websites, I'm kind of passionate about it. And I feel that there are a lot of companies out there that shouldn't be making websites. There are a lot of companies that are selling you SEO. You don't need to be sold on SEO. I can tell you why. And there's a lot of companies that sell you the service to manage a website after it's built. There's nothing to manage, right? So it's just $2.99 for one-time design fee for InterNACHI website designs. So if you're interested, this is a good company. Yeah, how can I help?
So I hesitated asking this question. My name is Mark England, like the country. And for the past month, I've been thinking about the name of my, company, what I should name it. I have a parent company called the England Group that I've ran several businesses through, and I just have a, DBA or whatever. And one of the challenges that I have, and I wasn't even going to ask this, but I'm glad that you kind of pushed. I come up with a name and then I kind of search it and I find something similar. And I'm asking for your advice. How different? I mean, there's so many names out there. How different do I need to be? That big dog, right? He just spelled dog differently. Let's say I find somebody in Maine and I'm located in Utah, and he's got a business and it's exactly the name that I want. You know, am I being bad using that name? Do I need to call him up and say, hey, we're not even going to compete anywhere close? What is your advice on that? That's what I'm struggling with is, you know, kind of how to come up with a unique name in today's world.
Yeah, I would ask the marketing team to design a logo, buy a box of business cards or something, and let them play around with the, you know, the flag in England, and just look at it. And if you don't like it, you can just scrap it and go for like United States, you know, freedom. Because I don't know if we're far enough away. You and I are very old. We can still remember, like, you know, the Revolutionary War, breaking away from England, right? So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. I know for sure that American freedom and flags and eagles are very popular in the United States. So you'll have to play around with that. In relation to the same name in another state, I'm not an attorney. We have legal advice. We have legal attorneys. And you can also just Google it, but your local business attorney can help you with this. But I'm fairly confident that it doesn't matter. So if you're in a different state, you're not competing unless you are a multi-state corporation, right? But if you're just a local home inspector in your state and there's another home inspector with the same name, your state does its own search. So when you incorporate, it's through the state. It's not a through national system. The state regulates that. So when you incorporate, it's a state corporation and you pay the state a small fee, and they will tell you actually whether there is something equivalent in name that might be a problem. And I think you can do that search right now for free. You can just search for corporate names that are similar to yours and play around with that. The other thing you could do is search for domains. So you can go to wix.com or, oh shoot, not that one. That was my admin. You can go to Google domains and search for is this it? England home inspections. Is this how I transfer a domain? I haven't searched here. Yeah. And if I can type inspections. So you got England home inspections. Oh, England home inspections is available. $12 a year. You better get it right now, dude. Like for $1 a month, you better go right now before someone else does. That's really good.
So Ben, part of the problem, you know, your comment earlier, if I go to sell the business, I don't want it linked to my name. You know, I want it linked to something generic, not my name. And so, you know, of course, that could mean a country.
Yeah.
But we're in the United States, you know,
right.
Thinking, yeah. Anyway, that's what I struggle with. Is it's just, you know, and I just wanted your opinion on how close, you know, from an ethical standpoint. Legally, I got it, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can do all the searching and all that. But let's say that I pick a name, you know, somebody in another state. Is that person going to be offended? I don't know. That's what I struggle with. So.
Yeah. So your local business attorney, you all got to have a local business attorney. I say y'all because I'm from North Carolina. That's what we say down here. Y'all got to have a local business attorney, and they can assure you that that is not a problem. Let them answer that question. Okay. And for the reasons I mentioned earlier. England, I would just play off of it. If you really wanted to go this way, England is actual a popular thing. It's not like Gromiko. Gromiko doesn't work. England is actual a thing. Have you been to England? You can even do UK inspections or something like that. And maybe when you answer the phone, you have to have a little accent to really sell it, right? And don't worry about selling it afterwards. You know, it's just odd. It's just a unique blessing that your last name just happens to be a country. So I would play off of that, or maybe not. Maybe it won't work in your area. That's really your call. But tomorrow, why don't you think of a domain that follows my brother's advice, where you have an object and an adjective that really don't go together, like Blue Frog inspections and see if you can think of something that you enjoy. And then when you wake up tomorrow, do you remember England home inspections or do you remember #1 home inspections or something like that? Okay. It's the next morning. The next morning always helps. Anything else? You're all good? You're all set? I'm always available. So you can always ask me any questions. Try to email me as much as you can. Let's see. Do I have any chats? Do I have any questions? Oh, there's 19 questions.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
What was that? The pen infrared? What was the name of that?
Yeah, let's go. I think it's on inspectoroutlet.com. Last time Inspector Outlet told me that they had it. They told me they had it there. And infrared infrared cameras. There it is. So FLIR One Edge Pro. Oof, that's expensive. But maybe make some money. What I did was, shoot, it must. Yep. It must have been 15 years ago that I bought my first FLIR camera, and it was 10 grand. I put it on a credit card, didn't tell my wife. And what we did was we increased our inspection fees in order for our clients to pay us to use the infrared camera. That's how I think of buying a tool. I don't think of it as overhead, essentially. I think of it as something that I allow my clients to buy so that I can use it. So I increase my fee. Why do I increase my fee? Because I'm providing incredible, overwhelming additional value by using infrared. When you use infrared, you see things that other inspectors cannot see. What? Yeah. Why would you hire someone who can't see everything? You want to hire somebody who can see what other home inspectors can't. So that was our pitch. And that's why we used infrared on every inspection and increased our fees by doing that. Yep.
Are you still married to the same wife?
Yeah, absolutely. 23 years now.
So $10,000 is not her threshold.
She doesn't, her nose stays out of my business. But the lesson is like if you're thinking of adding something to your company, you have to pay attention to overhead. It can really drag you down, especially advertising. It's just terrible because you'll put in a credit card or something or do a Google ad, and then you forgot, oh yeah, I'm paying for every click. And you look and it's $1,000, right? And did you get anything out of it? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. So when you ever, boy, you got to attend the SEO class. I can answer that question. So if you run a Google ad, right, you need to see your website with people landing on it and where are they coming from? And are you converting those people? Where are they going on your website? You need to know where every visitor to your website is going. Where do they go? And homepage and then where, right? If they go to homepage price and then leave, bounce, they call it bounce, that's no good. Imagine someone landing on your homepage, going to and seeing what you provide, right? Home inspection services, and then going to the price page, right? And then leaving. That's like a big red flag, like this. We have a problem. We have a problem, right? Houston, we have a problem. It's all about communicating that value. You are not communicating the value that they need in relation to the cost. They just thought the education and the information that this home inspector is going to give me in relation to the cost is kind of iffy. It's so. Yeah. Oh man, that's terrible. So you either have a problem with marketing or a problem with price, and they're related, right? So it's really cool about websites and marketing. That's why you got to take that home inspection business course. You got to find it. Don't watch football tonight. Yo.
Hey, Ben, I probably watch football anyway, but what was the URL to see where, what's the URL to see where all your upcoming webinars and things like that will be?
Yep. It's nachi.org NACHI.org/webinars. NACHI.org/webinars. Oh, this is a good one. Glenn Mathewson, he writes an article in every Fine Home Building magazine. And I asked him to do a webinar. I think it's a 1 or 2 hour webinar on asphalt shingles and how as a home inspector, if you're going to inspect an asphalt shingle roof, oh, the House of Horrors has amazing asphalt shingles. They're so messed up. Some of it is installed well and some of it is installed really bad. How's code play with a home inspector's evaluation of the condition of the asphalt shingle roof? You have to know how a roof is installed properly according to a standard, manufacturer's recommendations, a building standard, common practices, something like that, in order to say this, I don't see any defects, right? And when you find a defect and you're trained on inspecting installations that are in good shape, installed properly, then a defect really just yells, like the red flag that I was saying, right? You have a problem. So when you're trained on InterNACHI's college courses, essentially, you are learning code. All of our courses are based upon the most recent version of the International Residential Code. So I would highly recommend taking all of InterNACHI's courses, especially if you become certified. And then there's a webinar. And if you can't make it, it's tomorrow at 7 p.m. If you can't make it, register and get the video recording later. And AJ there manages the webinar system. So he'll know when that video recording is available. NACHI.org/webinars. Anything else? All right, y'all. Have a great time at the House of Horrors. Feel free to reach out to me, ben@internachi.org. And if there's anything you need, that's what we're here for. All right. Stay safe. All right. Thank you. AJ? Thanks. Appreciate it. Bye, y'all.